Hello, I'm Nicole Newman, and I'm the building principal here at Gifford Memorial Elementary School. This is a presentation of the continuation plan submitted to the State Education Department for Q4, as well as our plans with our school comprehensive education plan for the 25-26 school year. Since our Q3 report was submitted, here are some of the big items that we did this year to round out the end of our school year. So in May and June of this year, we did our spring administration of the NWEA, which is our benchmark assessment in grades K through 5 that the state uses to gauge our growth and our progress in our academics. I also participated in 2 coaching cycles with Dr. Maxine Ford as a mentor to me as the new sitting principal. Additionally, we had a visit from the State Education Department Office of School Review, who came in to do an in-person visit with us with some of our classrooms and gave us some of their findings and recommendations. We also completed our New York State assessment exams for both ELA, math, and science in our 5th grade. Our students as a part of our school report card. In addition, we had a visit from a consulting company called Cognia that did a needs assessment on Gifford Elementary and let us know. It was a 2.5-day visit from this company. They observed all of our learning spaces, spoke to students, staff, and teachers about all things Gifford, and gave us a comprehensive report on their findings and some recommendations that we could use in order to move Gifford forward. And finally, we had meetings with our building leadership team to develop our new comprehensive education plan, or our SEP, for the 25-26 school year. Demonstrable indicators. So the state uses these subgroups to determine our growth and our academics throughout the school year. We use the NWEA benchmark assessment, and these are the subgroups with which they are looking at for us to do some growth and set goals for us. So we have our 3 through 8 ELA and math core performance indicator, which is a projection of how our students may perform on the state exam. We also have our 3 through 8 ELA and math measurable growth projection. So this is the amount of growth that a student is achieving after a year of instruction, where you're looking for that growth number to be about 50, which means they got 1 year of growth for 1 year of instruction. And then a few subgroups that we've also been looking at, which is our core Hispanic and our Black students for both growth and achievement. And finally, our students with disabilities with math, growth, and ELA. So here you will find our achievement levels in each of those categories for the spring of 2025. You'll notice that in our fall of 24, the demonstrative indicators for level 1 and level 2 were 10 apiece with a total score of 20 out of 100. In winter of 25, we had a slight dip in our scores. The level 1 indicators gave us a total of 10 points, and the level 2 indicators gave us 8.3 points for a total of 18.3. Then in the spring, the administration that we just spoke of, indicators came out to be 30 out of 50, and our level 2 was 25 out of 50, which gave us an overall score of 55, with way for 25-26. So what strategies are we going to use in order to achieve those goals? So in our new comprehensive education plan for this coming school year, we've identified 4 key strategies or lead strategies that we will be using here at Gifford to move the school forward. Lead strategy number 1 is evidence-based instructional methods with a specific focus on the lesson study protocol. This is a rigorous lesson design protocol that allows our teachers to develop and write lesson plans that are rigorous, grade level, standards-based, and that lean into our students' ability to own their learning and design things like planned questioning, feedback cycles, as well as learning targets. And those will be our 3 focus for this coming school year. Once teachers have been sufficiently trained on the protocol throughout the year, and we will measure and monitor their progress in that, the administration will conduct classroom visits and walkthroughs in order to make sure that the plans that we have devised in our common planning times around the lesson study protocol are being implemented with fidelity. Those walkthroughs will be conducted by not only the building administrators, but additionally with some of our district supervisors, as well as our improvement principal and our assistant superintendent for elementary education. Our second lead strategy for the 25-26 school year is our multi-tiered systems of supports, also known as MTSS. In this case, we're going to take two teams, our MTSS-A, which is our academic team, and our MTSS-B, which is our behavioral team, and form one cohesive team. So we're going to be able to look at the student as the whole child, because we have found that sometimes academics can impact behavior, or vice versa, behavior can affect academics. This team will come together to assess students' academic progress and tier them as necessary, as well as do the same for their behavioral progress. We will establish building-wide expectations this year, things like the 3 Bs, be safe, be respectful, be responsible. We'll do a reintegration of our PBIS or our report system, and we will also look to do non-negotiables throughout the building so that our students know how they're supposed to behave in all of the spaces throughout the school. And finally, the MTSSI will also focus on chronic absenteeism to be sure that our students are coming to school each day and being successful when they are here. Lead strategy number 3 is leadership development. This strategy will be leaning into the development of myself and our 2 assistant principals and our ability to affect change in the learning environment as instructional leaders. So we're looking forward to developing our skills to be able to assist our teachers, our ability to manage our human resources, as well as our physical resources in order to move the school forward. We'll also take part in some local and national professional development, some book studies, and learning opportunities with other principals throughout New York State who have exited the receivership status. And finally, lead strategy number 4, which is community schools. Giffen is qualifies as a community school. We have a community site coordinator whose sole job is to make sure that there is a connection between our school community and our community at large. It is the aim of this lead strategy to involve our parents more succinctly and more vigorously in the process of the things that go on here at Giffen. We want our parents to know that this is a place where they can come to not only receive information and resources around their students' learning, but that they also can find resources for themselves and have them access things like district policies and district services right here at Giffen. We're going to try to do our best to remove barriers so that our parents can participate in things like our PTA, our parent-teacher conference days, our concerts, and our celebrations. We're going to hopefully recruit more community partners to provide programming not only for our students, but for our families as well. And finally, a goal of the community schools is to better our communication between the school and the family. And this includes the addition of things like our classroom dojo, emails, phones, regular mail, QR codes, our social media. And all of these communications will hopefully be addition of translated services for our families who may or may not have English as their first language. If you have any questions about our quarterly report for the 4th quarter or our comprehensive education plan for the 25-26 school year, please feel free to reach out to me at the office at Giffen Elementary at 518-475-6650. Thank you and have a great day.